A lot of companies will talk about values and they'll say things, really meaningless, corporate sounding things. And what's interesting about our values, what's interesting about the way the values were formed, is that they weren't really created or designed into the corporate brand. They were things that we did, the way that we behaved, the way we would talk, and they simply evolved into this distilled list of 6. There's 6 values that we have in the organization, and they all cover different aspects of how we aspire to behave. We want the software that we make to be quick, snappy, easy to use, have user as the North Star, impactful to the business. A lot of the times we work on projects that are behind the scenes. They're heavy, industrialized systems that are not pretty on the surface. But what a lot of the times our teams don't see is the humongous impact that these platforms and systems have to the organizations that we build them for, or fix them, or refactor for. Because a lot of the times those big things that we're rebuilding and industrializing and fixing and improving usability of, they're the foundation on which tens of thousands of people actually do their day-to-day work. That's why making great things is so important. To seek mastery, it's more than just rejecting mediocrity. That's the worst state, right? Mediocre, average, just getting along. That's why we started the business, and that's why a lot of the people that join Devbridge actually bail out of these large enterprises, is because they don't want to deal with the mediocrity. They're tired of being average. Seeking mastery is about a continued pursuit of perfection. It's about a lifetime journey of growing and learning, becoming a better person, becoming a better professional. Being in the technology space, in the industry, you absolutely have to have this mindset. At the end of the day, there's always something new to learn. There's always a new challenge, there's always a challenging client, a new product, a new technology. And the fact that we work in the industry that we do guarantees that our growth will never stop in our careers. Evolving and learning throughout your career becomes fundamental, because technology will never stop evolving and changing. Embracing transparency, it's not just about being open and authentic and candid. Those are important things, and we practice those on a daily basis when we work. But transparency really covers 2 sides of what makes us successful. On one side, it's the team. It's being transparent with the team around how we're growing, how we're being successful or unsuccessful or failing, as well as doing that with a client and communicating with a client of when we fail and when we fall down. Because in the space that we're in, when we build software, most of the times we're building something that is an unknown. Most of the times we build bespoke, from the ground up, greenfield applications. Failure is a fundamental part of growing as an individual and growing actually as a product team. And it needs to be baked into the behaviors of the team. So embracing transparency is about being open both about the successes and the failures with your team, with the clients, and with us as a company, as a whole. To take ownership, it doesn't just mean that we are responsible for our work. One way you could think about it is, well, I have to do my job and I have to be good at it. And that's okay, but that's a very limited way of thinking about things, because oftentimes it's actually about taking ownership of not just your own success, but the success of the team, the success of the client. Even if our clients fail, even if their partners fail, if integrations fail, at the end of the day, we own the success of the product. It's a mindset that requires you to ultimately be the stakeholder of the product, of the success, both the financials, the schedule, the quality of it, making sure that it's a great product at the end of the day. The ultimate manifestation of ownership is about being able to act not in the interest of what you're told to do, but in the interest of the end customer, in the interest of the product being what it needs to be, and actually getting that product out to market, even with the limitations, even with the resistance from the client. Now that's ownership. There are many ways that you can interpret the have fun value. You can think about events, you can think about trainings, you can think about the peers. It's going to be a personal journey and a personal understanding of the value for each individual in the organization. For people that want to grow and evolve, having fun is actually doing great work surrounded by other people like us, people that are passionate about what they do. Being able to not only do the great work, but also celebrate the wins and the losses and the successes and the failures together with a like-minded team of individuals. So having fun is going to be unique to you, but it's not just about the activities, it's also about the journey. Now, when you take all of those 5 values that we talked about, they are completely meaningless unless you have results as an output from the team. Now, what I mean by that is that you can't have transparency or mastery in isolation, because then we don't exist as a business. Only by creating results for our clients can we sustain what we do. Can we build a culture? Can we invest in the people? Can we develop our disciplines? Anything that we do in life, anything that we do as a professional in the company for our clients, it should have outcomes. It should have results. Now, that doesn't mean that results are always success. A result could be that the product is a failure and it needs to be killed, and that's okay. That maybe will prevent our client from spending millions and millions of dollars of supporting a piece of software that is not meant to see the light of day. The reason why we have this office, this culture, and the best people in the industry in this organization is because the clients trust us. They trust us to deliver results. It's about producing outputs for clients that are meaningful, impactful, and measurable. And only when we're able to ship software, only when we deliver, are we able to do what we do. Delivering results that last 6 value is the fundamental building block on which all others are stacked on top.